I believe we have Congressman Jim Jordan with us. Yes, I believe we do. Congressman, I'm sure you were listening to the tape.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard what we were saying there about Alexander Acosta is the likely new nominee for Labor Secretary. Do you know this man? Do you know anything about him?
I do not, but like Mr. Forbes was saying, let's hope he understands free market principles and basic economic principles. My guess is he does, but I don't know much about Mr. Acosta, but we'll look forward to learning more, and hopefully he'll get confirmed in a speedier fashion than most of the other cabinet nominees have been.
Without any Republicans wobbling about him. That's what we also need, too. Now, I want to talk to you about Obamacare. I know you're very much spearheading this. I think all of our viewers want to know, when will we see the plan that we can vote on? When's that going to happen? Can you give us any kind of time frame, sir?
Conservatives unveiled a plan yesterday. We said, let's repeal it like we did in 2015. Same legislation, and then our replacement bill is free market oriented. Dr. Rand Paul, the senator, has it on the Senate side, and former Governor Sanford, the congressman from South Carolina, has it on our side. It's a bill that expands health savings account, actually allows interstate shopping for insurance, allows easier access for associations to form, easier formation for associations, which we think will give greater purchasing power, does the things that actually create a market so that we can lower health care costs, which is the biggest problem in the market today. We don't have a market.
But that's not the big plan that's going to be voted on sometime a little bit later. I mean, the Republicans are split. You do have Rand Paul putting forward his particular plan, but there are all kinds of people in the Republican Party who oppose that plan. The Republicans are split on this, aren't they?
Well, what we're saying is, look, let's do something that's actually going to lower costs. We believe our plan does. It's going to create a market. You can't lower costs if you don't have a market. Right now, everything is run out of Washington in health care. We got to get back to a marketplace. That's what Senator Paul's plan and Congressman Sanford's plan does. That's why we conservatives endorsed it. What we also said is, let's not wait around any longer. Let's actually repeal Obamacare. Because as we've talked before, Stuart, we start from the premise health care gets better and costs less when you get rid of Obamacare. So let's get about doing that, which is, after all, what we told the voters we were going to do this past election.
Are you going to make sure that everybody is satisfied? Everybody who's got a policy now, who is maybe enjoying Obamacare, whatever way you want to call it, will stay on it?
I don't know that.
I don't know anyone left high and dry.
No, I don't know that anyone's enjoying Obamacare right now. What we say is the effective date is 2 years out. So let's pass it now. There's an off-ramp, which you have to do to allow the markets to actually form. So we keep that off-ramp there for 2 years. But we also say you got to put in place those reforms that will create a market and empower individuals, empower customers, empower families, not keep control here in Washington, which is what Obamacare is all about. That's what our plans do. That's why we brought them out yesterday, because if no one else is going to show a plan, we felt, look, let's conservatives get together and show what we think will actually work.
Okay, I do have to ask you about the story in the Wall Street Journal this morning, where intelligence officials reportedly are withholding information from the president because they don't trust him. Looks to us, and Judge Napolitano has confirmed it, this is a kind of sabotage. It's the holdover bureaucrats going against our president. Now, President Trump just said he wants to find the leakers, and when he finds them, they're going to pay big.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Well, I think I want to find the leak too. You know, Chairman Chaffetz, Chairman Goodlatte put a letter today that said we want to figure out where this, to the FBI, find out where this leak came from. So we should do that. I find it hard to believe that the intelligence community is withholding information from the President of the United States. Let's certainly, and let's hope that's not going on. That is just completely wrong, if in fact it is. I find that hard to believe that that's taking place. The guy that the American people elected to be the chief executive is not getting the information he needs to get to make sure our country is safe. That certainly should not happen. I find it hard to believe that it is happening. But if it is, we need to get to the bottom of it.
I think it's a symbol of the president being attacked from within. That's the way most people are taking it.
Yeah, and let's hope that's not going on, because it's about the security of the country here. And the president needs to get all the information, access to all critical information to make decisions on behalf of the security of the United States. So let's hope it's not going on. But if it is, we need to get to the bottom of that. And as you rightly point out, to the bottom of who leaked this information about General Flynn in the first place.
Okay, got it. Congressman Jim Jordan, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Stuart.
Appreciate it.